Welcome in, welcome in. Happy to have you today in the Think and Grow Rich. It pays to have sales confidence collective gathering. This is a little bit of what we like to call Sacred Sunday. Why Sacred Sunday? Because we taking your sales process from being, we're taking process from being Sunday scary to Sacred Sunday. What more could you ask for? And what the heavens are you waiting for? Time to rise and shine. Woo! You know what's hilarious? That I am dancing to no music because I forgot to share the sound. And that's okay because I actually doesn't bother me one bit. So let's get this going again. Hey, wait a minute. Before we do that, actually, time out. Let me just pause this for a second. Let me pause this for a second because let this be a lesson to you that you don't have to get it perfect. You just got to get it going. Hold on. Yeah, so the music was coming in very lightly, and that's okay because guess what? We're going to start all over because that's how we do. The, actually, let me take this moment just to humanize myself and introduce myself. This is actually this is going to be every Sunday at 5 p.m. We are going to run this Think and Grow Rich. It pays to have sales confidence session. And the reason that this is important is because I don't know about y'all. Look at me. I'm let me get this again. I don't know about y'all. Okay. But aren't you tired of having the Sunday scaries? I'm going to record this too. Aren't you tired of having the Sunday scaries? What are the Sunday scaries, Michelle? Well, what they are is as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur, we have lofty goals, you know? And it's beautiful that we have lofty goals because somebody's got to make everything that surrounds us today. Somebody made this lovely rosary and happy Easter. And, you know, that's absolutely appropriate. Happy Easter. Thank God for Jesus. Jesus is my homeboy. And Jesus was inclusive, so am I. So it's as simple as that for me. Um, anyways, so what happens is this beautiful poster, somebody made that. And if somebody made it, that means what? Somebody had to sell it. So here's what this is. Okay. I literally just I didn't intend to, But I just made my point at the, from the very jump of this episode. Our first, now, normally we're not going to be broadcasting it, but I made pretty much every rookie mistake that could have been made with deciding to launch this event literally this week, earlier this week. I'm like, that's what we need. That's what people need. And I created the event on Eventbrite just Monday or Tuesday. I went to a networking event on Monday. I went to a networking event on Monday morning, decided, hey, guess what? I am going to do this. And so when I went into the networking event, which is Chelly Campbell's Wealthy Spirit, I told everyone, having this event, hadn't finished creating the invite yet. Created the invite, posted it because I gave Chelly Campbell, who's incredible, the Wealthy Spirit's an excellent networking group. I mean, and it's an excellent Facebook group that she runs for financial, to, increase your financial awareness. And I told everyone, hey, look, I'm creating an event, or I create, and I'm just finalizing it. And Shelly said, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and post. She said, that's a great idea, because I asked everyone, hey, you guys have an event going on? And then Shelly said, that's a great idea. I'm going to start posting maybe on Mondays. I'll have, hey, post your event here. And then that way everyone in the group that has an event can post under, they can comment with their event. And so I posted, once I was finished creating it, I posted it the next day. I sent out the invites to the ladies on an individual basis on Friday in excellence, because I definitely let them know I was going to invite them and that I wanted them to have the information, and, let them know that I definitely, if they couldn't attend, or I wasn't sure if that was for them, that's fine, that, we still can meet one-on-one. But here's the thing. I was not even on the top of my awareness that this was Easter Sunday. I mean, I just was like going right along my business, like, hey, this is like inviting people, acting like this wasn't a major American holiday. It didn't dawn on me till Friday, and it was Good Friday. And I'm like, oh my goodness, today's Good Friday. I have this event. So I didn't really, I still invited people to it. I still posted it on LinkedIn, and I still created the event. And here I am still doing the event. Why? Because I still need it. And what is Think and Grow Rich? It pays to be sales confident, you might ask. Glad you did. Here's the deal. The Sunday scaries is that feeling at the pit of your stomach as the minutes and hours go on, as you get closer to having to get to sleep and wake up on Monday and go for the gusto. Now, a lot of people that work jobs in America have the Sunday scaries. And I learned that phrase. I heard that phrase by my friend Tom Slocum of Rev Genius. And I just think it's hilarious. And a lot of people have the Sunday scaries just because they don't like their jobs. But what I'm here to do is like, man, when you enjoy sales, when you enjoy your product, when you enjoy your company and the people that you work with, or whether you're a business development representative or sales development representative or an entrepreneur, you're usually on the front line of your business, at least when you're a solopreneur, which there's really no such thing. There's nobody that's solopreneuring that's getting very far. Because let me tell you why that doesn't make sense. You gotta be serving a client. So if you're not serving a client, you're not an entrepreneur anyways. You're not doing it alone, because by the very nature of being solo, that means that there's nobody else involved in the interaction at all. Does that make sense? So therefore, you're a solo hobbyist, which is fine. That's completely okay. And I think, and that has a lot to do with what we're going to really talk about today, because it's okay to just enjoy doing something and that it's a hobby. That's okay. And if this is a mission that you're called on, and you get to create wealth for yourself and your family and revenue and all these things, you've got to learn to sell. And not only do you need to learn the tactics, but bigger than that is getting in the spirit of the wish fulfilled. That's what is available to us. The wish fulfilled is being on the other side of success, of course. It's going on the company trips like I was able to do when I was doing sales for All Connect, which is a communications company. And yes, it was inbound sales. And yes, it was long hours, like 10, 12-hour days, sometimes only a half an hour lunch if we're in the busy season. And I really cannot stand being tied to a phone. I mean, I really can't. But one thing I wanted to prove to myself was that if I do the right things the right way, and I follow their sales training, and then I develop myself and get into the energy and spirit of the wish fulfilled, which is the law of assumption, by the way. There's the law of assumption, and then there's the law of attraction. The law of attraction is like attracts like. You attract in what you think about most of the time, which is fantastic. But the law of assumption is what I'm here to teach you, as someone who's already decided and already been, decided to go after a career in sales. And also, or the entrepreneur who is already ready to sell their product or their service, or let people know about it, at least that step, ready to network. So that's why I'm here. Who am I? I wanted to talk about you guys first, but I'm Michelle M. Trey Hollis, and I'm your sales confidence coach, and I lead a personal development company that's here to support your sales enablement process. And that's I enable I'm enabling sales enablement. And it's really true, because what we do is that what I really do and I really love is that we help to take your revenue operations, or in SaaS, which is software as a service, they call it RevOps. They've got a whole slang lingo going on, which I love. But RevOps, which is your revenue operations, which if you're in business, you definitely would like to need to have revenue operations. So it's applicable across the board. Taking your revenue operations from being sales nervous to giving 5-star service. And how do we do that? With the high five to the vibe movement, which is the energy that I bring to help you across that bridge of confidence, so that you can go from being sales nervous to giving 5-star service. So that's what I do. Now, today I am running this show by myself. I'm also a master of ceremonies. I completely botched it today, because guess what? I actually was not even planning on going live. I was just going to record this in Zoom. And I said, you know what? Let me go live. You know why I decided to do that? Because I'm a sales confidence coach, and I ain't never scared. That's why. I'm prepared enough to make sure that I deliver a high level of value. I showed you and demonstrated how you can completely botch things up, recognize you're human, and keep it moving. Recognize you're human and keep it moving. You don't have to lose confidence because the song wasn't playing and you were jamming out like everybody was feeling it. Now, the music that I'm going to be playing today, all of the music that I'll play during this session is going to be, it's going to be my music. It's my music. So it's all cleared. Everything you hear is going to be my music, because this is my event. Now, when we Now, when we have our, when we have the real, the first group session next Sunday and moving forward, there's going to be a variety. So don't worry, it's not going to be just all my music every time, but I've got a lot of, great music, great friends, that will, it's going to be different music than you're used to hearing on the radio. Sometimes, depending on how it goes. And I'm doing this for you. So as the group grows and comes together, sometimes we'll have, some sessions, or we'll let someone else bring a playlist, because this is time for brass tacks. Like, this is not a theater opportunity. And this isn't like I'm having you come to this event and I'm going to just skim some surface so that, I can like upsell you. That's not how this event is scheduled. This is the jam. It's the joint. It's the jam. Turn that shit up. Play it again. Pardon my language. So, anyways, now I have an agenda, and we are going to go through that today. Now this event today is a teaser event, but what it's going to give you is, it's going to give you some value. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you through some, a few of the many exercises that we'll be going through that you can expect to go through on a Saturday. I'm sorry, on a Sunday evening. Now, why would this benefit you? Why would this event benefit you? Think and Grow Rich is arguably the most read and reread and applied business book on earth. One of the oldest. It's public domain. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to read to you. We are going to listen to the song, because this is going to be an immersive experience as we do this. Okay. So when we put on my song, I meant to come in and be all like slide in like Missy Elliott or something, or moonwalk like Michael Jackson, but it just didn't quite work out. But there was a lesson in that, and that is that you can still hold the energy, when you figure stuff out, and just, be honest, address it, and move forward. Now, it may seem like it comes easy to me, but I've been doing this for decades, guys. I've been doing this for decades. And that's why I'm going to teach you how to uncover those things in yourself, so that you can get there faster than it took me to figure out where I needed to go. Because the things that I didn't quite understand, especially from an entrepreneur standpoint, is I didn't really understand where my ideal clients were. Okay. So I didn't understand where my ideal clients were. And then, oh, wait. Oh, you know what? Sorry, just a moment. Just a moment, folks. Actually, you know what? Let me do this when I actually get the music playing. That would be smart. So, okay. So what I wanted to show you, I meant to, come in all slick and sly, but it didn't quite work out that way. And that was just because I decided, hey, you know what? Go for it. Let me use this as an let me do some of the procedures or the processes as, and not just go through the motions, but go through the activities myself, because on the weekends can be scary. You know what I mean? The weekends can be heavier than they need to be, because we haven't put a plan in place to plan. Now, I don't know about you guys, but one thing I can definitely be sure of is that the things that I'm going to get done today, and as I show you somewhat of the framework, I mean, it's going to change. And there's always, because I'm downloading information all the time, I'm connecting with incredible master beings and experts and CEOs and founders and engineers and just people that are creating massive amounts of value for the marketplace all the time. So you never know what Sunday's going to bring, what breakthrough is going to have come through. You know what I mean? And so, like Magali, Magali Pasha, I think her name is. She's of the Coaching Institute. She used to have something. She used to be in collaboration with Tony Robbins, but I'm not sure that they still are. But I like, just for instance, this is a for instance. For instance, yesterday I went to go do a meditation, and I was just going to do, one of my normal meditations where I, connect up with Dr. Joe Dispenza or Brian Scott from the reality TV or the Reality Revolution. And I mean, when I say connect up, I mean on YouTube, by the way. And I was just going to connect up with them and have them guide me through, a process. But I was in Outlook, in my email, and it just so happened that I saw that Magali was doing a live meditation energetic coaching. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to that. That's perfect. I've never seen a Saturday email. Then again, I'm not sure I'm usually on my emails hard like that on Saturdays either. So, so I did, I went ahead and went in there, and she gave everyone that came, she coached us on how to do some energy coaching exercises to help people to integrate where, their duality, the duality within. And she gave us several different processes, and it went dope. And I took that, and she's even sent us the replay. So yes, I'm going to be implementing some of those next week. Not going to do it this week, so you got to come next week, But wouldn't it be awesome for you to integrate what is your truth and what is your fear, and be able to integrate them instead of just trying to pretend the fear is not there, but actually use them together in a way that's going to help you move forward? Absolutely. Of course that is. And this is sales confidence, but it boils down to confidence, folks, because we are always enrolling. I mean, that's just the human condition. And that's relationships, because sales is relationships. Especially in 2022, sales is relationships. It's not a hard sell. So how are you going to get to a place where you can start today cultivating relationships? You don't even need to know necessarily what you're going to sell yet. I would actually recommend that you get the sales confidence first before you try to work hard on your tactics and on your strategy and tactics. Because what I've seen happening, especially with a lot of programs out there today, and there's a lot of incredible programs. I am grateful to be a part, that I have found my way through to a lot of great programs. But there's a lot of programs, and this is partly why I'm doing this event. Partly why I'm doing this event is because there's a lot of programs out there that are selling people into their strategy and tactic, which could be excellent. I'm not knocking the process, but some people don't know exactly what they should be doing. They don't have a following. They don't know where their target audience is. And it doesn't matter what funnel you put in place. And I love ClickFunnels, so this is no jab towards them. I love ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson, okay? Don't get it twisted. But the truth is, paying $300 to $400 a month and creating a ClickFunnel and not even really being clear on your target audience, your product or service, is a waste of time and money. Let's be honest. I know, because that's part of why it's taken me so long to actually, be on track, because I was so excited after my being a part of the accelerator, the breakthrough accelerator, and I went into a program that was a great program, but it wasn't great for me, because I had just gotten off a 3-year run of the Dark Night of the Soul, I didn't have any contacts, you know? I didn't have an audience. I didn't have a network to invite people into. And then I didn't really have a strong grasp on exactly what I was going to be, what I'm going to be coaching. Like now I understand is confidence, personal branding. You know what I'm saying? I get that now. But really, even above and beyond personal branding, but it all goes with it. I'm boiling it down to confidence and sales confidence. And it takes the right understanding of who you are to be confident. So all the the healing work that I did, the showing up anyways, because that's part of your discovery process, is what I did. So I want people that are either maybe you are a salesperson just getting into sales, or maybe you've been in sales for a year or two and you're an entrepreneur that's been in business for a year or two and you're not turning back now, or you're new, but you're not. Either way, you are either excited, you're either at a level of super excitement, you're at the height of your anything is possible vibration. And I want to get you through that. I don't want you to dip down. I want to give you the tools, and I'm going to give you the tools so that you can understand that it's still a process no matter how eager and excited you are, but you'll have the tools to get right to continuing to build yourself up and to expand and to grow. Now, if you've been in sales for quite some time, or you've been an entrepreneur for quite some time, a few years, and you know that you have a product and a service that is absolutely beneficial and valuable to the marketplace, and you want to get it out there, and you're ready to make sales. You've done all the work, you've created all your programs, you know what I'm saying, you've clarified your message, or maybe not exactly clarified your message, but you just feel like, okay, I know what I know, but I just need to boil it down, and I just need to be confident in the way that I present the information. And I just need to not feel like I'm behind every day. And I get to enjoy my weekends with my family, and I get to walk into my week with confidence. I know it's possible. It is. And what it takes is planning. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going through. So you'll want to bring a planner. You'll want to bring your journal. And that's not even my planner. My planner. Here's my planner. Here, you want to bring this is my planner, right? I've got my this is for me to read with later. Bring a journal and bring a mirror. So you're gonna want to bring a mirror too. This could be a bit clearer. Okay, I'm gonna bring a mirror. Okay, and why a mirror, Michelle? Because we go in Stuart Allen or whatever his name is. I'm happy. I love you. And doggone it, people love you, or whatever he said. But we're not. We're doing all that. So, and this is gonna. But I mean, honestly, I have a song that I do, and it's called "Whatever You Want From Me," and it's just a look. If you can't look yourself in the eye and smile and say, "Hey, you know, my name is Michelle M. Trey Hollis with Vision Board Music and Vision for the Soul, where we be in harmony of sound, mind, body, spirit, soul, and money with the high five to the vibe." If you can't look yourself in the mirror and say that with a smile and be cool with it, we got work to do. And that's okay, because this is going to be a safe space. Like I said, next Sunday, we're not going to be on camera like this. So what I want you to do is get yourself a pen and a piece of paper, a notebook. You're going to have a few minutes to get that together, because guess what? We're going to journal. Because what I want you to do as we listen to this song, the song is called "I'm Expensive," and it's a reminder that you are valuable. It's not a gold digger, G-O-L-D, but it's a goal digger, G-O-A-L, gold digger. We digging up goals, and we're digging up gold. We digging up gold, actually. Don't wait. Let me cancel. We are gold diggers around here, but we dig for our own gold. Don't let people tell you that being a gold digger is wrong. That is poor programming. So when we recognize that when we're saying something, we say, wait a minute, cancel. That's Joe Silva, the Silva method. By the way, look it up. I've done so many different kinds of trainings, of meditations, of mind, brain coherent, brain heart math, or they call it heart math, brain coherence and heart coherence, and synchronizing the two. I read the Bible. I read Bhagavad Gita. I always say that wrong. I listening to David Hawkins today, Dr. Joseph Murphy, T.D. Jakes. I read, Radical Candor by Kim Scott. I read Mindset of a Sales Warrior by my guy Jason Forrest and Forrest Performance Group. So over the past 10 plus years, I have a wealth of knowledge. And because I'm a freestyle artist and a musician and I freestyle rap, that's why it's been 37 minutes and I've been able to just talk this whole time. Because I have so much to share and I have so much energy and I love this. Like, I'm just broadcasting this on YouTube. Like I said, I was not planning on doing that. And why am I doing this? Because I care about you guys. And because I love what I do and I love lifting people up, and I have helped so many people. I've helped so many people. I've helped people completely transform their lives. Two of my closest friends that we are going on the same, journey with, they both ended up moving completely quitting their jobs and moving to a completely different place, one to an island and one to another state, because they're following their bliss. And that's what we get to do. And that's why I said this sales confidence and this, Think and Grow Rich, it pays to have sales confidence, is because a lot of the confidence is going to start with being confident that you care about what you do, So this workshop is for people who really care about what they do. Now, if you don't like your job, if you don't really love what you're offering in your business or as an entrepreneur, there's nothing I'm going to be able to tell you that's going to help you to get into a quicker alignment about that, honestly. Now, if you're unsure, but you like what you do and you want to see it through, then you can align your personal goals with your current, with what you're currently offering enough to recognize that this is an opportunity for you to build your skill set. So you still can give your whole heart to it, knowing that it's a step in your personal development. And that changes things, because now you realize that, okay, I'm not stuck to this. I don't feel like I'm in a ball and chain. I realize that, hey, I really do love this company. I like what they're doing. Or like me, I really don't like being chained to a phone, but what I'm doing it for is so I can prove to myself and others later on in my career that if you put the work in, if you do guided meditation in the morning, if you keep a positive mental attitude, and if you come with the spirit of win and you have a clear-cut goal, and that's the energy that you put into every day and the energy you put into preparing every day, that you can go from entry level to the top sales tier like I was able to do. And you can get to take your mom to the Bahamas, all expenses paid trip to the Bahamas, because you put the work in. And you can get to, for me, as soon as we took that trip, I made that happen in 8 months, but I had to stay a whole year because the trip that I got to go on wasn't until the next year. And if you weren't with the company, you didn't get to go on the trip, which was a great idea on their end and really, really sucked. But I kept going. I kept going and I kept doing my best every day. And really, I love the company and I loved everyone I worked with. I just did not like the job. So they even wanted me to stay. They wanted me to stay and promote me to supervisor. And they all knew, they all knew that right when I got back that I was quitting. They knew I only stayed to go on the trip. Like I literally legit the day that we went back to work, they're like, you're gonna quit. They when I went to go talk to them, like, yeah, I really don't. I'm not really feeling this, man. They, you know what they did for me at that time, and I want to take this time and say, rest Jessica Nodine, rest her soul in peace. She was my manager. I'm not laughing because of that. I'm just laughing because I'm like, it's 5:42 and we haven't even gotten into the brass tacks. But I just want you to see my personality. You know what I mean? I didn't. But we are going to go through some exercises. But Jessica Nodine, I love her so much. She loved me for who I was. She gave me the room to grow, and she believed in me. She told me, she was the best manager to have, man. She was the best manager to have, hands down. And when I got that back on Monday and I went to meet with them to put in because I still had to put in a 2 weeks notice. She goes, then the regional director, Jim Rusnick, who I love too, and I need to reach out to him actually. He goes, he calls me in his office like, okay, what is it? What will it take? What will it take for you to stay? So they moved me. I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm not telling this to impress you, but to impress upon you. I love that phrase. It's played out and corny, but it's true. I'm not trying to impress you, but to impress upon you what's possible. And here's what's possible. I had written a list of my goals or things I wanted to get. Me and my best friend, Sarah, at the time, we had both made a list of goals. And things that we wanted to attract into our lives, a la Brian Tracy, who is a personal development guru, by the way. And Brian Tracy said, if you write down your 10 goals every morning and you write down your 10 goals every night, and you don't just copy it, you think about it, because the process of thinking about it creates an opportunity for you. So I've forgotten about that, actually. So I'm glad we're talking this out. We had been doing that. And on this, I wrote, get an iPad. I wrote all this stuff. Well, it just so happened when we got back, there was like a company team contest going on, and they put me on the winning team just in hopes that I would stay and be the supervisor and go up to supervisor. I did not, but I got to win. I was on the winning team before, then we had gotten knocked out of the contest. I moved to the winning team and still got all the perks that the winning team got. And I still left in 2 weeks. And on that was an iPad. So, and I got a big screen TV. It was really actually awesome. And I loved all those perks. And I'm here to tell you that I won throughout that course, besides getting paid a hell of money, and also besides getting awards, besides getting top 10 and going on the top 10 agent dinners a few times out of the 1 year that I was there, besides winning $300, $400 gift cards and $10, $20 ones, that it's all extra on several occasions, at least a dozen times as I worked there. On top of all of that, when you don't love the job, you don't love the job. There's nothing you can do about that. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that I wanted to do this and have this event, because I'm like, hey, I want people to be able to come here. Listen, and you might discover as we go, I will give the disclaimer that you might discover that you're in the wrong business. You might discover that you're putting your energy in the wrong way. And guess what? It will be my pleasure and my joy to have that conversation with you. And I wouldn't just leave you there. We would have options. I have an incredibly vast network. And if you would want to, you would still come to the sales confidence meetings, even if you decide to go in a different direction. Because again, how you do one thing is how you do all. So the employee that you are is going to feed back to you the success that you're able to have. It's a boomerang effect is what they call it. So I went really long, but again, we'll go through a few tactics right now. But so what we're doing is, okay, by now you definitely have had plenty of time to get your journal. And again, this is me just sharing more about who I am. This video is going to be a link that I'm going to put. See, this is how I'm able to, like, I do minimum viable product. That's an entrepreneur coin phrase. Like, I'm like, let me throw this against the wall. Let's see how it works. Let me get the feedback. And then, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to post this video, or I'm going to leave the live on YouTube, and then I'm going to take parts of this video, chop it up, and put that as, ways to share this about the event. So nothing's wasted. Your time's never wasted when you're thinking of how to go to market as quickly as possible. So what's happened was, I was going to run this just like as the event, but I'm like, nobody's watching, or I hope people are watching right now live. People may be watching live. And if so, hi, I'm so glad that you're here. I can't see a chat or anything, unfortunately. And I probably could if let me see here. Let me see. Okay. So let me play the music. Get your journal. And what I'm going to play is called I'm Expensive. And it's just to remind you that you are valuable, that you are worthy. And I want you to dream up whatever, dream up, just living the big life. Like, whatever that looks like for you, it's going to look different for everyone. And that what's beautiful is it's your life. So get ready to, this is the creative part of the process where you're just kind of like, okay. And we're going to do this, like I said, like it was supposed to happen right up front. Normally, this is going to be one of the first exercises that we do, is we're going to go through a couple songs. We're going to go through a song to get you in the energy of fun and to get you to shake off your jitters and to, build that you realize that it's a relaxing, safe space, that you don't have to show up as anything but you. And then after that, during that time, you can write down any fears that come up, anything that comes up while we're shaking it off and just kind of jamming. I'll prompt you through these things so that you can just think of, okay, like, hey, we're so excited. How did you feel coming into this? Just going to have you writing down some things. And then as the music is playing, what I want you to do is really get into the spirit of what the song's saying and visualize, because that's what we do here. We project. This is casting you as the leading role of your blockbuster premiere. And that's blockbuster. You know what I'm saying? Blockbuster. We're busting through your blockages and we're getting you there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to the song. Mm-hmm.
Showing all kinds of wealth. Green money go. It's now time to start the show. Green herb, green tea, consciousness all around me. My time is golden, so don't waste it. I spend it wisely, got expensive taste. I'll rock with you if you got it too. Every day is fresh, never acting brand new. Every track is hot when I hit the spot. Every day I don't rock with you if you're not. No time for same old dish. We like it colorful, like it crisp, like dollar bills. So brand new, we rock with you if you do too. No time to hold, no time to fold. So heavy that we break the mold. So if you broke, go fix yourself, cause you get it how you live. And if you broke, you can't get me food, cause I'm expensive. Yes. This is another vision board for music production. Know just what I am, never mind what I'm not. I'm building wealth on lots, I'm buying up my plots. My real estate of mine is to stick what I got. I use my mind to learn how to get more effect. My time is golden, so I never make a horror bet. But if your game is tight and I mean money right, then you can come with me on this first class flight to realize the dreams and goals with a deadline in sight. So see it be it, get your pen out and write it out right. I'm expensive. 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 I'm expensive.
Okay. Okay. Had the mic off. All right. Now just remember that uh let me see. About to do the processing. Okay. So I am a master of ceremonies. Okay. And it may not feel like it in this particular circumstance, but I literally just did all this off the cuff. When I am supporting your event, I just think it's important for me to say this. When I'm supporting your event, when I'm running an actual, like an event that is, something that is less like a workshop and more like an event and that won't be running live and all that. Cause I did extra. I went extra with going live and I didn't really need to do that, but I wanted to show you all that who I really am, that this is just like, I stay ready. Like I can jump on anybody's event. Of course, if you're asking me to do if you're hiring me to do a digital event, like it's going to be thoroughly, thoroughly thought out. You know what I'm saying? And I just want you to see that you could have that and like if you were hiring me to be the master of ceremonies at your event, I'm very agile. I'm able to pivot and to pick up energies and help keep things moving. So I think that this is a great example of that because sometimes okay. Sometimes technical difficulties happen and you don't want to get so laser focused on them that you rock the energy in a negative way. Like you need to be able to keep it moving. So I hope that you see that in this. And this is the first time I'm doing this event. And I didn't even intend to go YouTube, but I said, you know what? I can. So also, when you have an event that you're running and I'm emceeing it, whether it's in person or whether it's online, I'm following your run of show. I'm staying on task. We've met. I understand what's required. and everything is already planned out, and I'm just going according to plan, and I'm able to pivot and make changes as necessary, like I did for my dear friend and the who just happens to be the Science of Yes coach, Pam Heath. And I helped her a couple months ago with that. So I'm very keened in. I'm very tuned in. As you can see, it's just me and the camera, and I'm just as excited, and probably will only be that much more turned up, but in a very controlled and professional manner when I'm handling your event. So I just thought that's the end of that commercial break. Now let's get into the brass tacks. I think that you know enough about me at this point, but what I'm doing is checking. Okay. So what we're gonna do, okay, so that was an exercise. What I normally would do is just ask everyone, how do you feel after doing the exercise? And of course everyone feels much better because they're like, okay, all right. Like, there's nothing better than having fun after investing in yourself and knowing that what you're doing is actually moving your life forward. That's a blessing. That's what every person that ever invests a dollar in developing themselves should better get back in return. That is my promise and honor to you, that you will never get less than this. Ask my friends, join my Facebook group, watch me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I literally post dozens of times a day because I'm that lit about life. And I'm ready to share that with you guys, man. I'm so grateful to be clarified, to have a clarified message, to understand now where my target audience is. I'm grateful for everyone along the way that has reached out to me because of the way I show up and offered to coach me, and earning scholarships into programs that I didn't even have to apply for because I just showed up with the energy of win and was willing to do whatever it took to move around, because I knew it was possible. And it's because I have confidence in myself, and it's because I've taken the time and continue to take the time to continue to love myself and to get to know who I am and what I'm here for in this life experience, and to not be afraid to be it. And that's what I'm here to teach you. So that I'm Expensive song was an exercise to take you through the possibilities of what your wish fulfilled would look like. What would it mean to you if you could be an open book that's full of checks without any spending limit, and you knew that your heart was open too, as long as the people come true legit, that you're in alignment with earning abundance, with having abundant lifestyle and an abundant life, and that you're aligned with doing that while also knowing that you're not compromising who you are. Because that's a big problem that has happened in the world today, is that people think that somewhere along the way, and this is something that I figured out as I did my personal healing work, I figured out that somewhere, and I can pinpoint several of the wheres along the way, that I thought that I would have to compromise my spirituality or my creativity in order to get to the promised land of abundance. Not true. Not true. In fact, when you are a creative person that really has an expression that's unique, and that creativity does not have to mean you're a singer songwriter like me, or a comedian like I am, or hyper doesn't mean that you have to be hyper and creative. Creativity just means that you have a creative way to solve a problem. Okay. And if you see opportunities where you can make things better, and you are coming against resistance in your current job or in your career path is not really in alignment with what really lights you up, you get to make a change. And you don't have to, or for the salesperson, For the SDR who wanted to get into SaaS, who's into SaaS because you're excited about the space, get lit about your company and get lit about your personal development, because this journey, especially if you've never been in sales before, this journey is going to take you on a path. The journey of sales takes you on a path of self-discovery that is really, really amazing. And so you get to think about what's possible, and I'm going to be able to help you to kind of go through some of the processes and recognize, oh, okay, I have a block here. You know what I mean? There's something that stopped. There's something that for some reason I'm not confident. Why? And you're going to be able to come here every Sunday and address those issues, reflect on the week before, and then reflect, and then kind of, what's the word here? Kind of condense that down to, okay, that's what didn't go right last week. That's what did. I'm going to correct the things that I did that did not go so well last week. I'm gonna see and ask you, and then you're gonna be able to ask me and anybody else that's in the group for some feedback. Because this is how these are some of the things that you can expect from the course. Because it's not just going to be me talking like this. Like, we're actually going to do some like I said, I've got a framework that is going to change slightly every week, just based on, whatever. Honestly, I go with energy and I go with my intuition when it comes to this type of thing. And I'll also take my feedback from you all, because the community that grows here is going to really, we're going to do what best is suited for who shows up. You see what I'm saying? So this is just so that that I already have a plan in place to guide you, but this will be interactive because we want to go where the pain is for everyone, because we are healing your pain. We're healing your pain point. We're allowing you to focus on what you need to focus on within, so that you can clear that and create brand new, better habits to move forward with. Let me see here. So now, what we're going to do every day, as it is Think and Grow Rich, where it's based off of Napoleon Hill's self-confidence formula. So let me show you that. I'm going to read the first principle of Napoleon Hill's self-confidence formula, okay? That way all of you guys can know that part. And I have available, one of the perks, one of the bonuses that you get when you come to the event is you get to have a copy of Napoleon Hill's self-confidence formula to meditate upon through the week, to listen to first thing in the morning, so that you can commit it to memory. And it's narrated by none other than your girl, Trey, in the house, y'all. Yeah. So, without further ado, what I'm going to do here is read. I'm going to read you the first chapter, and I want to shout out to Stephen Michalski of the 413 community. That's another thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk a lot about communities that you can explore, especially if you're in somewhat of the ideation stage, or if you're in sales or entrepreneurship, and so that when you get your confidence script, which is something we're going to be crafting and reading every single Sunday too, so that you don't have to stutter and wonder what to say. Being a part of community is going to help you to get used to saying that to people. There are so many free networking events online. So we're going to actually talk, we're going to talk. I'm going to, if you know exactly what your product service is, if you're already working for a company, um, if you're in SaaS sales and you're working for an organization that's in a certain arena, I'm going to encourage you to go to meetups, to join communities so that you can learn how to talk to people. Or so you can just get reacquainted. Because let's face it, we all just came back from a 3 year pandemic that's still happening, unfortunately. I hate to even say that, but I'm seeing that people are still getting sick from COVID very much. So it's uncomfortable. But I want you guys to practice, and you can practice online, especially you can practice online, and or you can you'll be able to practice your confidence script by going to local events, whether you're going to local events online or you're going to local events actually in person. If you go in person, look, if I'm going to a local event in person, y'all gonna see my mask. Maybe I should just get a clear Maybe I should just get a clear mask, That way, then it'll just be all foggy and weird. Oh, that would be kind of funny though, to have a clear mask. But my point is that you're gonna practice saying your elevated pitch, or I call it it's your confidence script. It's your confidence script. It's something that you're going to be able to say. It's going to sound, you're going to say it so much that you mean it. You're going to say it so much that you're going to change it without even thinking about it, because your subconscious mind is going to finesse it to where it just becomes who you are. It just comes out naturally. So it's not for you to get rigid on memorizing this one phrase, but we're going to get it down using David T. Fagan's process of that he taught, that he teaches in his book, Word Genius. We're going to work on it together. That's going to be one of the things that we work on every day, because we're going to really work heavily on it, like probably once every month. The first weekend of every month we'll really, we're gonna, if you're new and you haven't gone through the deeper dive process the first of the month, then it's going to be awesome, because we're going to go through a deep dive, but you're also going to be able to hear other people that have come back on that Sunday and said, hey, they're going to be sharing their stories to see how people are reacting, how they're feeling in their confidence, and how people are reacting. So this is one of those things where I'm just doing it every Sunday. Really, I'm doing it every Sunday just as much for myself to plan for the week and to reflect on the past week, and to share this space of music, of creativity, of safe space to not know exactly what you're doing yet, or how to explain it, and we're going to help you through that. Okay. It's going to give you a confidence that is going to be very enlightening. So that being said, let's see here. So in our actual 1.5 hour meetings every Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, what you can expect is to actually hear the entire 5 principles. We're going to read them, and in between each of them, we're going to kind of we're going to kind of have the in between processes. So at the end, after we do some engaging and things like that, And we go through some actual confidence building uh, exercises, and we go through some energetic clearing exercises and things like that. Guess what we're going to do? You're going to get your planner. We're going to spend a half an hour listening to dope music and planning out our week together. I'm not going to do it on this live today. I'm going to get off of here and so I can listen to some stuff and do it. And I like to listen to books on tape, but when we're all together, we're going to be able to do it together, ask each other questions, collaborate on some stuff, be able to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to this event. I almost forgot. Do you want to go? Or, be able to share opportunities amongst each other, and just have a safe space to come and actually plan your week in, not on your time, because this is personal development. So it should be time that you're investing in yourself. This is going to be on your dime unless your company is sending you here, which is perfectly fine. If your company is sending you here, then that you're working for a great company and you want to develop yourself and you want to go and do a great job on their behalf because they cared enough about you to invest in your well-being. So just know that at the last 30 minutes of the first hour is going to be just, a lot of us working through your information, working through your confidence script, because what we want to get to is we're going to get to, by the end of your first session, you're going to be walking into Monday like a boss, bro. Like a boss, bro. Because you're going to have already put all of your meetings from your Outlook. You're going to have put it into a written planner, because just like my friend Sid, the architect of peace, who's doing amazing things, just like he said the other day, he called me out because we were in on a Zoom with the meeting, and I said, hey, he wanted someone to take notes. I'm like, hey, there's a transcript feature in YouTube, and he's like, no, that ethereal stuff is not the same. This is get this. This is powerful. Sid, thank you for saying this, because I felt some type of way. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like some hardcore type of way, but I was like thinking this is, and I'm telling you guys this for a reason, because I'm human. Just because I'm like, oh, sales confidence, I'm not going to be like, I'm always confident. No, of course not. I'm not always confident I'm making the right decision. But what I do know is that when I quiet my mind and I listen, and I know when the truth hits me, I'm going to be on the side of the truth. I do my best to not fight against the truth. You know what I mean? And so when Sid said, no, we need to write it. He said, we're writing it down because this ethereal stuff is not the same. It doesn't manifest in the same way as when you write it down. Boom! Real talk, Sid. That's why I roll with queens and kings like Liz and Sid McNary. Because you got to surround yourself with people who are further along in their journey so that you can learn from them. You surround yourself, everyone's further along in a certain part of their journey than you are. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that anyone's better than anyone else. But what you want to do is find the people that have what you have, or are moving in the direction you want to move, and you want to kick it with them, because it's kind of like animals when there's a storm coming. I'm wrong with the animals, bro. If all the animals are running past me going that way, I'm not going that way. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. So I like to have fun, and that's what you can count on with me on Sundays is having fun. Is getting real though. Like I'm real AF. In everything, and I'm grateful to have gotten to a place to be there. And that's what I'm here to teach you and help you to do, and it's all about clarity and knowledge of self, determination. That's what hip hop taught us. So anyways, the last half an hour, 10 minutes later, still saying, we're going to manifest. This is a manifestation planner. that my friend Gabrielle God on Earth got for me. Thank you, Gabrielle. Surround yourself with really awesome people, man. It makes a difference in your world, man. Makes all the difference in your world. And I am so grateful that I've always done that ever since the rave. Now, anyways, so let me read you the Napoleon Hill. John, that's Jawn. That's how we say, like, let me read you that Napoleon Hill cut one time, it's a little slang for you. Okay, I just gotta look at it. Here we go. Okay, just one moment. All right. Napoleon Hill's self-confidence formula. I know, number one, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. I'm going to read it again. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. That is from Napoleon Hill's legit self-confidence formula from the book Think and Grow Rich, and that is the basis of this whole entire gathering that we will be having every single Sunday from 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. You can expect to have an incredible time. You can expect to learn a lot about yourself. You can expect to have your anxiety about the weekend go down super low, because you know that you are going to plan your week in excellence Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Sunday until it's not. So you can count on me to bring the energy. You can count on me to be fully present. You can count on me to help you to build your confidence so that you can be everything that you want to be in the position that you're in. And you can give your all, knowing that everything that you're doing is helping to develop skills for the long haul. So you can feel confident and happy going into the position. It gives you a different energy when you know that, even if you don't really know that you want it, if even if you feel uncertain how you fit into the big picture at your company, or you're uncertain how your product and service, how you're going to move that forward. I've been there. It took me a year and a half to finally figure out where I belonged. And on top of that, I was battling and correcting and doing the deep healing work to eliminate an addiction issue that I had fell into. On top of that, I was dealing with heart issues after being in narcissistic after narcissistic relationship, after breaking up with my first, or not my first boyfriend, but leaving a boyfriend that I really cared about and not really talking to him much anymore. And I hope that he's doing well. I love him to pieces still, but having to make that hard decision and leave Ohio. Then I come here, and then right before I start the accelerator, I had a boyfriend that wanted me to move to Florida with him. I packed everything, went there, came back here to tie up loose ends in Texas, and then I get a box with all my stuff a couple of days later and haven't talked to him since, and having to work through how that all that happened was a me issue, not an everybody else issue. Having to work through all of that while starting an accelerator program, not exactly knowing what my product or service is, but knowing what I wanted to do with my life and knowing how I know I can serve people. And that's through music, creativity, personal development. And I've always been great at letting people know and that what is amazing about who they are, and really always have had that knack of just seeing the best in someone and really being able to illuminate that. So now that I have finally, it's taken me a year and a half because I didn't understand, but the things that I went through, I can help you through anything. I can help light the path for you out of the darkness and heaviness of life so that you can reach deep down to the source of your natural light. From there, I inspire you to stare into your own eye and remove the plank that may be there. See, when you begin to live your life and look through the lens of high resolution, the creativity springs seas of limitless solutions. Aren't you ready to put down the boulder and do more than merely chip off all the blocks you've had to shoulder? We may be getting older, but you will add years to your life when you stop being your life's gopher and rather instead step squarely into the limelight of your own life. The problem is, so many times we're looking for things outside of ourselves to make things easier. But just like Jim Rohn said, don't wish you were easier, wish you were better. And so what I do is assist you with that. I will walk with you across the bridge of confidence so that you can go from sales nervous to giving 5-star service. And the person that you become in the process is the true gift, because you can get through anything when you root your life in the foundation of personal development. And that's Jungian, Carl Jungian philosophy. Don't take my word for it. Take Carl Jungian's philosophy. Take Jesus Christ's philosophy. Who came here to give life and give it more abundantly. Who says to lay your burdens down. You know? And who says thou shalt not judge. And don't judge yourself. Being confident is letting go of judgment of yourself. If Jesus says love your brother, or one of the commandments, or I'm kind of drawing a blank, but if one of the, in the word, I know it says to love your neighbor as you love thyself. I'm pretty sure that's one of the 10 commands. I look over there because I have the 10 commandments hanging. You'd think I'd know them by heart. I know them by heart, but not word for word. Let's put it that way, okay? If you got to love your neighbor like you love yourself, what makes you think that you don't need to love yourself? You see? So when you start loving yourself and you have that respect for yourself, it shows and it pours out to your prospects, to your colleagues, to your coworkers, to your processes. That's why this is Sacred Sunday. And that's why we are letting go of the Sunday scaries. And we're going to hold Sunday sacred from this point forth. We're going to purify our mind. We're going to do what Napoleon Hill says and have our chief aim and definiteness of purpose. The day, the first session that you come to, you're not going to leave the same when as you're not going to leave the same from the very first session, but the more that you come, the quicker that you're going to refine your message, because you're going to have a safe space that's not your job. That's a different environment for you to feel like you can really open up and really just tackle some things. Now, what I will say is that, if you have dissociative disorder or any of the personality disorders. Most people don't know that they have narcissism. I know that. But if you are not ready to change, this is not the workshop for you. If you are not ready to have explosive growth and expansion in your life and business, then this is not the workshop for you. And I'm not just saying this because it's cute, like, some sort of like bait and switch, great copy. It is. But no, on the real though, this is high level action. This is activity. This is activity, and this is where you can be held accountable every Sunday if you choose to come every Sunday. And right now, as I'm really refining this process and just making this a fun, making this a kind of a study group for sales confidence, I'm just, it's really in beta. It's really in a lightweight beta stage in terms of I'm just doing it week to week right now. So anyone that comes along in the journey with me right now really gets it for the low price of $44 a session. Is that worth your peace of mind every week? Is that worth you having somebody to be honest with you and tell you what is not working for your sales confidence, or that may see something in you and say, hey, you may want to try this, or maybe if you looked at it from a different perspective, you can work your way through that. Or honestly, that may say, hey, I want to have a conversation with you, and may just talk to you and say, hey, maybe use your medical benefit. If you're not feeling well the way that you say you haven't, if you have health insurance, I would, I really encourage you to use it. Or if you need to talk to a therapist, I'll help you make the phone call, because sometimes we need deeper, sometimes it's bigger than hip hop. It's bigger than just a confidence issue. And if it is bigger than a if it's bigger than a confidence issue, and I feel that in my heart and spirit, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to encourage that maybe that you go a bit deeper and have the confidence to get the right professionals on your team and use those resources that you have. Because I'm not about just taking your money. That's not me. I'm not that person. I would much rather you go and handle your business, and know that way when you are in a more empowered place, you can know that I got your back, because that's how we roll. So somehow I managed to just go right up to 6:30. I thought I was just going to stop at 6, but I'm just excited about this. So I wanted to share it. And that I just took you heard a song and how we would work through that. You heard the first principle of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich self-confidence formula. Like this is good. My goal is to scale this into a science. So I'm working on, as I'm doing this, I'm creating this framework. I'm going to create a framework, and it's going to produce you results. If it's not producing you results, or it's not producing me results, then it gets axed. And so you're going to be a part of a really awesome opportunity to expand your capacity to allow in all that's possible. And I would love to be your guide, because I'm a lit leader, which means I'm loving, inspiring, and trustworthy. And I have done the work to be able to really stand in integrity and know that you will get so much more by rocking with me every Sunday evening. It's going to turn your processes sacred. Your relationships will be better. You're going to walk out of here being able to make 5 times more sales calls, conversations, and closes, and connection like you wouldn't believe. So I'm really grateful to have had this opportunity to come up to the fore for me and to offer it to you all. So have an incredible Sunday. Happy Easter. Happy Ramadan, happy Passover, happy Ram Navami, happy full moon, happy happy Aries season, happy all the energies that are on and popping right now. This is a great time to be alive for rebirth, regeneration. It's time, and I'm here for it. Have a good one. Signing off, this is Michelle M. Trey Hollis with Vision Born Music and Vision for the Soul, where we be in harmony of sound, mind, body, spirit, soul, and money with the high five to the vibe. Peace and blessings.